What up, ladies and gentlemen? So today we're going to be doing Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius and what happens when Jupiter comes into the sign of Sagittarius in your horoscope. And today I'm going to go see Jurassic Park 3D. Yahoo! So Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius. Well, Sagittarius is actually controlled by Jupiter. And it says Mool Trikon sign, meaning it says real home, not his vacation home like Pisces. But so Jupiter and Sagittarius are exactly the same thing. Jupiter represents Sagittarius and Sagittarius represents Jupiter. So this is like qualities of Jupiter are being very balanced and strong here. Jupiter feels very strong and determined in his own sign regarding his belief system that he has, natural belief system that he has, because Sagittarius is a sign of belief, higher learning, higher philosophical learning, higher education, believing in gurus, believing in your father's teachings, respecting gurus, respecting religion, respecting rituals. And that's what taking like holy pilgrimages in your lifetime. And guess what Jupiter is? Exactly the same thing. And Sagittarius and Jupiter also represents optimism. Like they're optimistic about things. They're like, because of what I know, because of the education that I have, I am optimistic about everything in my life. That's what happens. But when Jupiter is exalted, it's like taking a king, because right now, if I'm Jupiter, I'm in my own home. I feel like the king. But if like you take me as Jupiter, the king, put him in Cancer, meaning somebody else's kingdom, and say, hey, you are now a king of this kingdom, you will feel all, hey, I'm a royal guy, I'm a king, all right, but I don't know anything about this kingdom. What's going on here? I can relate to it, but it's just not me. But here, when the king comes back into his own sign, Jupiter, he feels like, okay, I got control of things. I can manage this, I can manage that. So this is what Jupiter does. He's able to be very strong about his belief. Like he's very determined. He's no longer emotional like he is in Cancer about belief system. He's no longer motherly. He's like, no, this is how you learn. You learn through hard work, dedication, and practice. And Jupiter feels very strong about his beliefs here. Like, this is what my beliefs is. These are what my teachings of father and my teachers are, and I'm going to take them to my grave. Here, Jupiter follows the rules and regulations and the law. He writes the law and he implements the law, meaning that he can also be a lawyer, especially if Jupiter is in the sign of Sagittarius in the 6th, 7th, and 9th house, represents these law fields. And Jupiter here is able to believe in a higher power, believe in philosophy, believe in higher education and expanding oneself and humanity through his higher learning. So here Jupiter, who's a teacher and a preacher, he preaches people to learn about the higher rituals, higher religious teachings, and higher scientific and biological and spiritual learning, so he can uplift societies. He can uplift the people around him and make him just as good as he is. That's what the Jupiter does in Sagittarius, because he feels obligated that, hey, I am the guru. I am the teacher. I need to make sure that people around me are being taught the right things. Now, could this go the negative way? Of course. If you have somebody with Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius, born in North Korea, part of Kim Jong-un's family, Jupiter in the 9th house, Kim Jong-un or whoever they're born with teaches like, hate blacks, hate this, we are the superior race, hate the South Koreans, hate, the United States, and this and that. What Jupiter and Sagittarius will do that, okay, these are my belief system, these are my higher learnings, and I'm going to follow them, I'm going to teach other people about this. So now when you look at it as a whole, Jupiter is doing his job. But is it a good or job or bad job? That doesn't depend on Jupiter's sign placement. It depends on other factors, meaning that where you're born, what culture you're born in, and how you were brought up. Because Jupiter in Sagittarius is making you a strong believer of what you believe in. It wants to give you the higher learning. Now, if higher learning is like the white race is the most supreme race of all people, of the entire world, then that's your belief system. That's your higher belief system. I mean, if you look at the horoscope of Mark David Chapman, the person who killed John Lennon, he had literally 4 exalted planets in his horoscope. His Sun is exalted, Venus is exalted, Jupiter is exalted, and Saturn is exalted. Now, if you were to look at his horoscope, you'd be, and you did not know who this person is, you would be like, oh my God, this guy is such a great person. because he has all his planet in their best dignity and they're all exalted. But this is the reason why you really have to see all the things as to what planets are being aspected in conjunction, and where did this person grow up, how is their Namansha chart and D9 chart. So whenever you see a planet in his own sign, doesn't mean that it's strong in a good way. It could be strong in a bad way. It could be exalted in a bad way. It will be hard to steer him away from these negative things. So Jupiter in Sagittarius is a very dignified Jupiter. He is able to feel himself, but it depends upon what environment and where he is born in. That Jupiter will just simply act in those ways. He will take those grassroots of education and imply it like it's the most higher kind of knowledge. But here Jupiter, just in a normal society, Jupiter and Sagittarius will make a great teacher, a great preacher, like a priest, or they can be the person who implements the law, who worked for the government, who works for the minister, he's the minister, I'm sorry, but he works, let's say, for the president. He'll be the best advisor for the president because he's able to be balanced in his approach regarding knowledge around him, regarding higher learning around him. Jupiter is able to advise, gives good advice in Sagittarius. Okay, so that's what Jupiter does in sign of Sagittarius. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you're new to my channel, and if you want to know where your Jupiter is placed in your true astrological degrees and what conjunction is happening with Jupiter, check out the link below. Check out my book there, Astrology at the Speed of Light. And when you get the book, I will send you the link to look at your own chart. Just make sure you follow the directions below. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.